Al-Atiya, a businessman from Doha, Qatar. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. There is a viral message circulating in the Arabic social media, which I am translating as below. Please could you respond to it? Zakir Naik fan Twitter. It has a post showing the Twitter snapshot with my photograph. And the name of the Twitter account is Zakir Naik fan on the Twitter. It's an Arabic post which is translated as, "We request you all to make dua. It has been confirmed that there is a notice of arrest from the Interpol. Alhamdulillah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun." And there is another snapshot of the same Twitter account. It is in Arabic, and the translation is, "My country demands I be executed. The Interpol issues an arrest warrant against me. Britain has banned me from entering the country. I left Saudi Arabia so as not to be deported. And finally, Malaysia is banning me from delivering lectures on its soil. My only sin is that I make dawah to Allah. Oh my Lord, I am oppressed." This is a tweet which has been circulating in large numbers, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions, in the last 2 to 3 days. And regarding this tweet, I have received hundreds of questions. I've only picked up one question, and this is a question from Al-Atiya, a businessman from Doha, Qatar, and because he has translated the complete tweet, it was in Arabic. What is my response to it? Point number one, this Twitter account, Zakir Naik fan, it does not belong to me. The moment you mention fan means it is operated by someone else. I'm not aware the intention of this person who tweeted this. Maybe the intention was good. But before I give a reply to this, I would like to tell you that there are several accounts on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, other social media with the name Zakir Naik, which doesn't belong to me. And just about 2-3 years back, I wanted to know how many pages are there in my name, and I thought maybe there'll be 50 to 100. I started counting, and I reached up to 1,000. There are more than 1,000 Facebook pages in my name. That was about 2 or 3 years back. Now I don't know. Similarly, in other social media, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, many accounts are there. The one that belongs to me on the Facebook is that which has a blue tick. It is verified. It's easy. So this person who runs the account by the name Zakir Naik fan, let me tell you, it doesn't belong to me, number one. And most of the information that is mentioned in this tweet, in these 2 tweets, it is false. As I said, maybe the intention of this person who's running this Twitter account may be good, his intention may be good. He may be thinking that if I tweet such things, then maybe Dr. Zakir Naik will get support. Allahu alam his niyyah, but I always think good of the other Muslim brothers. So maybe his niyyah was good, but many a times it does more damage than good. And in the first tweet, he mentioned that the Interpol has issued an arrest warrant against me. This is totally false. And as you may be aware that the Indian government has requested the Interpol, the International Police, several times to issue a RCN, a red corner notice against me, but always they have failed. The first time they requested was in 2017, towards the end of the year, and they said that Dr. Zakir Naik, he is involved in terrorism, he's a terrorist, and then one of my fans, he had a very top lawyer from UK, and that lawyer told me that if any government officially writes to the Interpol blaming a Muslim that he's a terrorist, 99% chances that he will be put on the RCN. He will be given the red corner notice. So I said, then why have we hired you? He said, maximum I can do is I can delay it. But alhamdulillah, I have to be very frank that the lawyer was wrong. And Interpol, mashallah, was very just, and they had a committee after a few months, and they rejected the request of India, saying there is no proof at all that Dr. Zakir Naik has committed any act of terrorism. Your request lacks evidence, and they returned it back. Later on, again, the Indian government, they had requested in the early part of the 2017, and towards the end of 2017, Interpol had a meeting and they rejected it. Then again, the Indian government gave a fresh application in 2018. Now they have changed the charges, and they said Dr. Zakir Naik is giving hate speeches. They declined and they removed the charges of terrorism and said that supporting terrorist acts and hate speech, etc. When they gave in 2018, after a few months again the Interpol had a meeting and again they rejected it, saying that he is a da'i and there is no proof as far as the claim is concerned that he is giving hate speeches. He is propagating his religion and he has a right to do that. The Indian government for the third time in 2020 gave a request, and this time they removed all the earlier charges and they said that now we want him for money laundering. And for money laundering, if you just show some accounts, etc. So they showed my accounts as proof, and they said Dr. Zakir Naik is collecting money and is using this for illegal activities, and therefore we want you to issue a RCN. Alhamdulillah, this time too, for the third time, the decision was taken in the earlier part of this year, in 2021, and this time the reply they wrote was very strong. They said that Dr. Zakir Naik is a preacher and he has the right to propagate and he has the right to collect money and is doing it legally. This is not money laundering. MashaAllah, the reply was so curt, it was a slap on the face of the Indian government. This I did not reveal to the public. It came in small news because I don't want to waste my time. But since this tweet was given by maybe one of my fans, I don't know who's he, but just to tell that it's totally wrong. In fact, it's the opposite. For the third time, the Interpol, in the first quarter of this year, maybe a few months back, for third time they refused the request of the Indian government, saying that Dr. Zakir Naik is a preacher, he has the right to propagate, he has the right to collect money, and he's not involved in money laundering, and he's following all the requirements. So your allegation is more of political. So alhamdulillah, now imagine if the Interpol reads this tweet that Dr. Zakir Naik is saying that they've issued an arrest warrant against me, they will think what kind of an ungrateful person this is. So that's the reason such fans, there's a saying that 1,000 enemies are better than one foolish friend. So maybe this person was a fan, I don't know his niyyah, but this tweet has caused more damage than good. And the second tweet, he starts with saying that the Indian government wants me to be executed. I never said this, and the information is wrong. And then he says the Interpol has issued an arrest warrant, which I described is totally wrong. In fact, they refused to issue a red corner notice against me. The third point they mentioned is that the UK government has banned my entry. Now, this is very old. Yes, the UK government in the year 2010 has excluded me, had prevented me from coming, and the only country officially that I am not allowed to enter, or officially you can say excluded or banned, is UK. That was in 2010, and that period was for only 3 years. So according to me, it lasted till 2013. So this exclusion, as far as the letter which I received, said from 2010 to 2013. That's a different question, that if I apply for a visa to enter UK, they will not give me and they have a right to refuse, but that doesn't mean I'm banned. And today maybe half the countries in the world who don't want Islam to be propagated in the country would not allow me to enter. But officially, I was only banned in UK for 3 years from 2010 June till 2013 May. That's it. The next statement mentioned was that I left Saudi Arabia because I was going to be deported, and this is totally false. In fact, because of the pandemic, I haven't been able to travel for the last 1 year and 9 months, or 1 year and 8.5 months. I remember I'd gone to the Gulf country and I came back to attend the KL Summit Conference on the 17th of December 2019. I was supposed to fly out in March 2018. March 2020, and the pandemic started, and from that time I'm stuck. I'm here in Malaysia because of the pandemic, and it's totally false that I ran away from Saudi Arabia because I was going to be deported. In fact, I was supposed to go to Umrah in March 2020, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic, people were not allowed to enter. And then I thought maybe the pandemic would be relaxed. And you know, that's the reason I wasn't able to travel. And Malaysia now, the COVID-19 has increased. So to get out of the country and come in is very difficult, there are restrictions. So that's the reason that I haven't traveled out of Malaysia. And the last information he gave, that at present I'm in Malaysia and I've been prevented from giving any lecture in this soil. And this again is totally wrong. Never ever in my life have been ever stopped by the government officially to give any lectures. I'm coming here since 1996 and I've got the PR since April 2016, and since the problem started in India in 2016, I'm in Malaysia.